So you think it's impossible to burn fat and build muscle at the exact same time? Yeah, bro, that's like saying I can get a BMW on finance and not have to pay any interest on it. Recomping is different, bruv. It's genuinely possible. I've been losing fat and gaining muscle for the past 4 weeks straight, and I'm going to tell you in this video exactly what you need to know so that you can do the same. Look, the philosophy of a recomp, let's break it down from first principles. You want to gain muscle and you want to lose fat at the same time. Okay. People then telling you that, yeah, man, just eat at maintenance. They're fucking retarded. They've not done it themselves. It's as simple as that. Anytime someone says eat at maintenance, they have not recomped. Because if you want to lose fat, as a natural, by the way, right? Like, these people, they might have done it, but they might have been on roids or peptides or who the bloody hell knows, innit? The very first thing of a recomp is that you want to lose fat. To lose fat, you have to be in a deficit. So by nature, you can't be at maintenance, okay? So, okay, we've got that clear. We have to be in a deficit to be losing fat. But then we also want to gain muscle, right? How are we going to do that in a deficit? And I know it sounds counterintuitive, like, but you're in a deficit, how can you gain muscle? You will build muscle as long as your lifts go up. So how are we going to do this? You could have some sort of model in place within your training that makes it so that you progress. And the way that you're going to have that inside your training is that you literally just tell yourself, okay, every single week I've got my key lifts, my primary movements, okay? And remember, because you're in a deficit, you can't just be growing every muscle, doing lots and lots of volume, because that's going to be overtraining and you're going to end up getting weaker, which is obviously what we don't want, bro. Because if you're getting weaker, that just means you're losing muscle. And this is the mistake that so many people make when they're cutting or when they're trying to recomp, is that they just think more volume equals more results. In reality, bro, when we have less calories, we've got less resource in our body for adaptation and to increase our strength. So we actually have to train a little bit less. But then you're going to ask, okay, if I train less, then I can't actually hit every single muscle. And that's actually right. You can, well, yeah, like technically you can hit every muscle, but you're not going to grow every muscle, right? And the way that we're going to counteract this is just think, okay, what are my top 4 or top 5 muscles that I just want to grow on this recomp? What could those be? It's going to be the ones that lead to the aesthetic look. And that's going to be your upper chest, your lats, your biceps, your abs, and your lateral delts, right? And obviously, if you're naturally just like huge on the biceps, or naturally your abs are just blocky as fuck, or naturally your upper chest is like a massive shelf, just replace that for a different muscle that's lacking. Maybe your triceps are lacking, just replace it. So it can be like a building block, right? Like puzzle pieces. This is how training plans are made. It's like literally putting together a puzzle. So what I want you to take away from that recomp philosophy is that if you're getting stronger and you're in an overall deficit every single week, you are recomping. You're putting on muscle and you're losing fat. Okay, bro, we've gone through the recomp philosophy now, and I hope that I've hit it with enough detail. If you've got any questions after that, just drop it in the comments. I'm gonna respond. Like, you know, like make a question as long as you want, bro. I got you. And the next thing I want to go into is the training philosophy. So I already touched on this with the key primary muscles that you want to build. What you want to do with those is you want to be tracking, yeah? You want to be tracking only for those muscles. If you track for everything, like bro, let's say you want to, you don't care about your calves, innit? You're like me, bro. You don't care about calves. You're probably quite strong on your legs and everything, but you just don't care about your calves. Don't be tracking your calf raise then, yeah? And look, I'm gonna let you in. I'm a out myself publicly right now. I don't train calves on my cut. Yeah, I just don't care. I don't care about growing my calves. And I don't care about even maintaining them, right? Because I'll tell you why. Because I go on walks. That is gonna maintain my calf. I don't need to go into the gym and start hitting calves by themselves. I box as well, like every so often, right? Like right now, actually, for the past week, I haven't gone boxing because I just feel like I'm quite drained and quite flat. My muscles haven't got glycogen in them. I actually feel smaller. And by the way, if you're cutting and you feel small right now, that's a good thing. Don't be like chasing the next shiny object thinking, oh man, I need to go bulk now because I feel small. Nah, you have to feel flat on your cut before you actually get lean. I'll make a video on this as well, like about getting flat before you actually get lean, but that's another topic. Basically, with the calves thing, right, I don't actually hit calves in the gym because now that is extra volume that would have just fatigued me and basically slightly taken away gains from the muscles I want, which is upper chest, lateral delts, biceps, abs, and lats. that would have actually taken away my gains from those muscles, because my body's only got so much resource for adaptation, okay? And your body is in a state of, it's harder for it to recover. When you're in a deficit and when you're doing, like, you know, cardio, for example, in your car, when you're training hard and getting stronger in the gym, because your body's not being fed enough food and it's having to pull from fat stores. This is what we're doing. Obviously, this is the cut, like, you want to be getting leaner, but that means that your body is in a state of, like, having less recovery resource for yourself. Your body is finding it harder to recover. Your body's finding it harder to put on muscle at the same time, so it can only do it for a certain amount of muscles. And I've been saying this in this video because I want to drill it into you that you're not going to be able to grow every single muscle in your recomp. That is why growing the aesthetic body parts, the lateral delts, the lats, the biceps, the ones that really make a difference. Or maybe for you, bro, like, you want to grow your forearms. Fuck it, grow your forearms. You want to grow your calves? Fuck it, grow your calves. Like, we're just not the same like that. But I can understand. So you basically can only grow certain muscles. Why not grow the ones that make it look like you're putting on so much size? Because these are the ones that have that visual illusion. Think about when you're carving out a statue, bro. It's like a work of art. You're carving out your body like it's a statue. That's what Arnold Schwarzenegger said, right? He said that when he goes into the gym, he looks at himself and he checks what part is lacking, and then he carves that particular piece out like a statue. This is what we want to be doing. I want to carve out my lateral delts in a certain shape, my biceps in a certain shape. This is what I want you to do as well. And that's pretty much it, bro. Like, in terms of the training philosophy, putting on muscle whilst you're recomping, this is how you're going to do it. You're going to strip back the training on other muscles, only track key lifts, key strength movements for certain muscles. Like, maybe for your lats, it's lat pull down. Maybe for your lats, it's like weighted pull-ups. Maybe it's barbell rows. Whatever you want it to be. And in terms of your cardio, right, you're gonna have to calculate your, you know, total daily energy expenditure, and then you have to calculate your BMR, and you have to calculate how many calories you're gonna eat. Okay, a good starting point is body weight in pounds multiplied by 12, and like plus minus 200 calories from that is gonna be like around your maintenance, right? And I mean, sorry, not your maintenance, but around how much you want to be eating every day to be in a slight deficit. You're going to want to do the calculation properly. The best ever way to do this, though, is just make sure that you're tracking your weight every single day. For the first 5 days, you should actually see a slight downward trend. You might see it jump around, but you actually, between day 1 and 5, it might go down. And that's a good sign. That means you're on the right track with your diet. So with the cardio side, you're going to use this as well to help bring yourself into a deficit. The best type of cardio to do is non-exercise activity thermogenesis, NEAT. I talk about this nearly every single video because it's basically walking. Walking is the best way to get your cardio in because you're basically in a state of not fatiguing your body. You're not actually in a state of fatigue. Yeah, your feet and your calves might end up hurting for the first couple of days whilst your body adjusts. But after that, you're just going on a walk, you're listening to a nice audiobook, or you're talking to your friend and you're having a nice deep conversation, and maybe you're on a phone call. I don't know, bro. Like, the thing is, when you're walking around, you could be doing stuff at the same time. And that makes it quite productive. You could walk around on your phone, do some work. Bro, think about it. Like, just go on a walk. And what that means is that you're burning calories for free. It takes, 10 minutes to do 1,000 steps. So about that. For me, when I'm walking at a slowish pace, it's 10 minutes for 1,000 steps. If you just do 10 sets of 10-minute walks, you've done 10k steps in a day. If you do 15 sets of that, you've done 15,000 steps. And in my opinion, right, on a cut, for me personally, 15,000 a day or 100,000 a week on an average, like if I was to average throughout the week, 100k a week is what I actually aim for. And that is the magical golden number to make sure that you are going to be losing that belly fat, bro. Do these walks, like a majority of your steps here, just do like a 30-minute high intensity walk, quite brisk outside in the morning as soon as you wake up, because you're fasted. When you're fasted, your body's in the perfect position to basically take fat away from your fat stores in your body, right? You're going to be burning fat only because fat mobilization is higher when you're in a fasted state. So look, there's so much more we could go into in terms of like cardio and everything, but I've basically covered the 80-20 You have all you need to know. You don't have to do any Stairmaster. You don't have to do any running. You don't have to do any sports. I mean, you can if you want. It's good to program this stuff in. So basically, when I'm boxing, I'm like, okay, my daily step count, I'm just going to pretend that 5,000 of that comes from boxing. And then I'm just going to take 5,000 away from my daily step count goal. Because I don't want to over fatigue my body. Again, like, this is all about that puzzle piece, right? You have to fit it in properly. You can't be doing too much cardio. You can't be eating too less calories. You can't be like doing all this shit, bro. You have to make sure that you're doing it properly. And the final puzzle piece I want to give to you, bro, is the philosophy around diet. You don't have to eat so much protein, first of all. You could literally, and studies have shown, 0.8 grams is all you need per pound of lean mass, and that is enough. Let's stick to that, yeah? So we've got the protein dialed in, right? Next, you want to do your fats. A general rule of thumb, like a good rule, is minimum absolute floor should be 60 grams. And if you want another rule, you can just like plug this into your like mental calculator or whatever. About 30% of your daily calories should come from fats. That's a good number. And then just fill up the rest with carbs. When should you be eating the carbs? Don't just be eating carbs for fucking breakfast and shit, bro. Like, you want to actually be fasting for the majority of the morning. Make sure you wake up and you don't eat. You go on your walk. You're drinking your black coffee, salt the coffee as well, innit? Because when you salt it, you're not gonna want to take a piss every like 15 minutes. Like, it actually helps you with staying hydrated. It helps you with, if you train in the morning, you're gonna get a better pump in the morning. So all these things, yeah, all these like little kind of things that you can sprinkle into your diet to make sure that it works for you, you know. And then you get into the carb timing. So with the carbs, what you want to be doing is you want to be eating carbs before you train and eating carbs after you train. That is really it. So if you allocate, like 200 grams of carbs per day, you want to be eating probably about 75 grams in the morning, then 125 after you train, right? Like in the morning, as in before training, sorry. And you want to be splitting this up in terms of complex carbs, simple carbs, and then you want to eat simple carb again after you finish training, and then you want to be eating complex carbs again after, like, about 2 hours after you trained. And then that's pretty much it, bro. Make sure that your food is high quality, yeah? So this might mean you have to spend a little bit more money, go to the butcher. You might have to spend a bit more money in terms of like not eating this processed junk bullshit that's going to make you kind of look puffy in the face, look fat in your lower stomach. It's all bad for you, bro. The processed food is fucking shit. Let's level up. Let's take it fucking seriously. Let's be professionals in our fat loss. And like, if you want to recomp, yeah, you want to be eating higher quality foods, because this is what's going to actually help you. Even if you sometimes go over your calories on whole foods, yeah, maybe that day you didn't lose fat, but at least you didn't fuck yourself over for the next 3 days like how it would be if you eat processed garbage bullshit. Look, bro, that's all I wanted to go through today, man. I hope you enjoyed that video, and I really, really would appreciate a subscribe, a like, a comment of any questions, by the way. Like, bro, just like let me know, I'll help you out. And I just want to let you know, I'm doing one-to-one coaching. DM me on Instagram, because if you want me to go through your situation personally, and we can do that for free, by the way, like, my free call is that we just jump on, I make sure that I can actually help you, and to do that, we'll go through your situation, I'll find out like more about your life, we'll go through maybe your dietary restrictions, or like maybe you work full time and you want to fit this around that, we can get it done, bro. So look, if you enjoyed this and you're actually going to try this out, bro, start the recomp. If you've been wanting to do this for a while and you want to get lean and you also want to put on mass at the same time, I've laid it all out in this video, bro. I've literally laid it out for you. So no more fucking excuses, no more bullshit. If you need my help, you can DM me. If you want to do it yourself, use this video, watch it again, take some notes, understand how this is going to work for you, and then go and get it fucking done. I want to see comments of people saying like, bro, I actually tried this and it actually worked. That is why I make these videos, bro. It's to make sure that people actually get the results. It's to make sure that you actually go ahead and try this shit. If you've seen anything in this video and you heard me say something that you think, damn, bro, I could actually try that, go ahead and fucking try it. Don't just let this be wasted screen time. I say this all the time, is that this is just screen time on your phone right now. However, if you use this screen time wisely and you end up taking action on something, maybe that's like you wake up and you fast, maybe that you lower your protein, you increase your carbs, you increase your fats, and then you're like, damn, bro, I feel better, I've actually hit a PR in the gym and I'm on the cut. That is what I want to hear. That is what I want for you, bro. So just literally go back through the video if you need to, take your note, understand how this is going to work for you. If you need extra help, which is completely fine, just drop me a DM on Instagram, DM me the word coach, it's linked below, and that's all you need, bro. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a fucking excellent day, brother. Sweat or regret, man. I'm out.